Oh my goodness.
We're live.
We are live. Hello, everyone. Let me pull up the channel real quick. We are sorry, or I should say, I am so sorry. I had started a live. I had the wrong
We can't
thing.
see you.
You can't see. Okay, give me 1 second.
By the way.
Let me get out of this. There we go. Can you see me? Woohoo!
There we are.
I am still getting used to this whole thing. I hope people aren't on that live that ended and it's just on this live. Let's see. I'm bringing it up now so I can see the comments. Hey, Kelly. Hi, Wifey 1993. Ooh, I like that name.
I can still see the other one. I don't know if, did you delete it?
Should I go in there and delete that real quick? I should, right? YouTube studio. I am so not tech savvy. I just don't want people logging on. It's still saying Chanel interview. That's why I'm in the old one. You see? Woo! Okay, give me a second, y'all. Real quick while I try and deal with these technical difficulties. We went live and then ended it, but for some reason on the back end, it doesn't stop that live. Let me see here. So I'm on my phone and I'm on my computer. But we
Can you delete it from within your feed?
No, it won't. You have to here, I don't want to edit. I want to more actions. I want to end it. Delete forever. Yes, I understand deleting this forever. Great, delete. Deleting there. Hopefully it disappears soon while I'm deleting that. While you wait, you can leave this screen. Great. So I can go now to regular YouTube. And you can check on that in a second, Chanel, but hopefully it deletes that thing. It just stops it and deletes it. I don't understand why it doesn't automatically end it when I do the YouTube end all. It should end the video on YouTube, but it doesn't. It just keeps sitting there. Now I'm in the right one. There we go.
Don't ask me about YouTube. I have no idea. You know, Facebook is my place. I didn't even know how to find this live.
It's so tricky. You're back. Hello from, hey, wifey. Hey, kid! Oh my gosh, we have some inner circle mamas here. So here's what I'm going to do, because sometimes we have trolls that like to show up and, oh, you're already a moderator, Kelly. I guess because you were a moderator last time, they made you a moderator again. Basically, I'm putting some of my inner circle mamas without even asking as moderators. If you see any negativity, you just block the people in the comments that are trying to lower our vibe. But other than that, welcome to our White Wine Wednesday chats. I am in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, I've actually got my wine glass this time, y'all, but I am doing water. So maybe it's a white water Wednesday chat. But Chanel's got wine.
I've got rum and lemonade. No, whiskey and lemonade.
Oh, okay.
Something. Okay. I'm at my dad's house. It was whatever was in the cupboard. I grabbed the first bottle. I was running late. I shoved it in there. Some lemonade. I'm drinking it. Whatever.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect. So today, thank you guys, by the way, because I had to cancel the last 2 weeks. So I'm so glad to be back with our White Wednesday chat. We have Chanel Morales, and she's going to be talking to us today about the top 6 online businesses to start in 2021. Let me give Chanel a quick introduction before she jumps in. I'm reading this because I don't have it memorized. I'd be like, Chanel's just this crazy person who got rid of all her possessions pretty much and started traveling the world with her daughter, similar to my story, started her own online business, then started teaching other women. But basically, Chanel Morales is a serial entrepreneur and online business coach. She has spent the last 10 years honing her craft as a digital marketer and successfully launched multiple online businesses. A single mom and full-time digital nomad, Chanel helps women to create and sell premium online services so that they can replace their corporate salary and generate a high income from anywhere in the world. I want to add to that real quick. So I met Chanel Morales for the first time in person at the SMDT house when I used to have that. She came as a guest. I wasn't so sure about her. I don't know if I was feeling her vibe. And then I met her and I absolutely freaking love this crazy person. At the time, I had already came up with the membership site idea, the Inner Circle, which, y'all, by the way, the Inner Circle is open right now. You can actually try it out for free for 2 weeks. Let me drop that link while I am doing all this goodness. But I met Chanel, and she really motivated me to start promoting the daggone membership site. Actually, this just happened again recently. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to wait till January to let people know that the doors are open to the inner circle. And she's like, why are you waiting till January? And the same thing happened back in November 2019 when she was staying with me. She's like, Amoya, start selling the spots now. Even though you're not launching until February 1st, why not pre-sell a whole bunch of slots for that first month in the inner circle in the membership site? So I got super excited. She has this ability to really motivate you and light a fire under your butt. And she did just that and I ended up selling over 100 spots in a brand new online business due to her really motivating me and getting me out of my comfort zone and going for it. And it's happening all over again with the relaunch of the Inner Circle coming January. But we're open right now, y'all. So I'm going to drop the link to it in just a second. But I'm also going to just turn it over now and let Chanel do some talking so I can be quiet. Oh, I can't hear you, Chanel. Why can't I hear you? Can anybody else hear her? Let me see here. A group meetup, I should say. Can you be on the lookout, Karen? Because I'm on. Can y'all hear Chanel? Because I can't hear her at all. Why can't I hear you? I heard you when we started. Let's see here. Let's see what people are saying. Can they hear you? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, Chanel? Yeah. You can hear me. I can't hear you anymore. Oh no, what is going on? Hey everyone that's there. Can you let us know if you can hear Chanel? Because it's silent on my end. I'm hoping they can hear me. Don't hear or see Chanel anymore. Oh no, where are you, Chanel? I see you. Huh. I wonder if you could leave and you come back in because I'm the one hosting it, so it shouldn't be a problem. Try and come back in. You can hear me. Great. Thank you, Karen, so much. Sorry, y'all. Just 1 second. We are just, the technical gods of today are like, we're going to make this extra challenging. That's just more fun though, right? She'll come back in a second. I will check and make sure while she's coming in, I am going, there she is. Let's see if you can hear her when she comes back in. She's probably connecting to audio now. Let me see here.
Hello.
No. Hey, I can hear you. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't know why it went silent for a second there. How weird is that?
Yeah, I wasn't coming up on screen either, was I? I just noticed it was just.
No, you just like went completely out. Okay, well, let us know. Tell us about whatever you want to tell us. You can tell us starting off about your journey and then jump into, because you have also an amazing story that I think other people definitely need to hear. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sure. So thanks so much for the lovely intro. And I believe there are lots of people who felt the same way that you did about me when you first started seeing me popping up on social media. Half the people in the dream club are like, yeah, I wasn't so sure about you when I first saw you. But you know, I'm out there and I'm saying things that I want to say, and I'm fearless. So I'm not gonna please everyone, and that's absolutely fine. I'm cool with that. And yeah, so for those of you who don't know me, I started my travel journey about 3 years ago, just after Amoya did, and I had been working in a normal 9-to-5 job as a single mom and wanting something different. And that really was the first step in my journey to starting my online business and exploring the whole online world and getting all caught up with all the crap that's out there. Because you know, when you start searching for like how to start an online business, how to make money online, it's all load of junk, right? It's all these pyramids and all these scams and all network marketing, and you know, some of that stuff works for some people. You know, I can't say network marketing's all bad, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. So I eventually started doing social media management and sort of left my job. And then I was just sat in the UK, freezing cold, thinking, why am I here? I could be somewhere hot on a beach. I'm working from my laptop. Nobody needs to know where I am. And then I decided that I was going to book a one-way ticket. And it's funny because I was just at my grandma's having dinner, and her partner said to me that apparently everybody thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I should stay in England. And I was like, did they? No one obviously dared say that to me at the time. I don't know why. But apparently everyone close to me thought I was completely crazy, and that I should keep I had a council house, which is like social housing for those of you in the US, but it was in a nice area, so it was low rent. You know, I had that, but it was somewhere I didn't want to be. And I basically gave up the house. You could never ever get one again if you give one up. So I could never have had that. So I think they all thought that was crazy. I took 9 Eve out of school. I think everyone thought that was crazy. And I had no money. I had £300 in my bank account, and I booked a one-way ticket to the US. And I wasn't even smart enough to realize I should go to the cheap countries.
Somewhere cheaper, right?
The US and then Australia and New Zealand. Like, what was I thinking? And I had like no money, and I was literally just working on my social media business and traveling from place to place across the US, literally like living from like paycheck to paycheck, like client to client payment kind of thing, just waiting for the next payment to come in so I could move to the next place. And that was really the beginning of my journey, and how I sort of learned so much more about online business and social media marketing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, what was it though that made you absolutely be like, you know what, this isn't for me, this regular job, this, house, these things? Like, what was the driving factor that made you take a leap with $300 in the bank, no backup plan really, no support really? Because I had a similar experience to Chanel, probably still to say, where family, friends, I don't know, some people probably didn't agree with, first of all, my decision to pull my girls out of school and homeschool them. And then my decision that came shortly after that to start to sell all our possessions, to end the lease in our condo, and to start traveling the world. Like, everyone thought I was absolutely insane. So what first led you to making such a seemingly crazy decision that's not so crazy in my eyes, but to other people it might be like, whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, it's so funny because literally I was having this conversation with my grandma's partner today. He was like, but who else do you know that's done that? Like, who? And I was like, I don't care about anyone else. Like, other people, not relevant to me. Like, I will do what I want to do. I don't care. I don't need examples in front of me. If I want to do something, I'm going to make it happen. Nothing can stand in my way. So I think that's always been my kind of mentality. I'm not scared to do things that other people just wouldn't do. But the job side of it, I was literally just wanting to kill myself. I just remember looking at the walls and just being like, the clock going round, and I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh my God, how are people doing this for so many years? And like, in the US, you have it so much worse. Like, we get 24 days holiday a year, and I thought that was terrible because I wanted to have every Monday off because I just don't like working Mondays, and I wanted to go on holiday all the time. And so 24 days is not going to cover that, really. And I know in the US, you don't even get anywhere near that. So like, completely mind-blowing to me. I just don't get how anyone does it, how anyone sits in an office. I've had other jobs. I worked in a care home as the activities coordinator, and like played with all the, played games with all the old people, made tea, and that was a great job. But obviously there's not really a career path for that. That's kind of like, that is what it is. So yeah, like a 9-to-5 office job, absolutely hated it. That was the main driving force for me. Being away from my daughter so much, she did not do well when she was like with the childminder for like the morning and the evenings, and I hardly saw her and all that kind of stuff. And then me and my boyfriend, who I'd been with for 3 years, we broke up, and I was just completely heartbroken. It was just a really, really hard time. And then I got made redundant at the same time. And I was like, wow, okay, so I'm not going to bother getting another job. I'm just going to make my business work. I've got like 2 months pay. So I'm going to make it work. I'm going to figure it all out. And I just couldn't get out of the rut of that, like having been through a bad breakup. I couldn't get out of the rut. I was just not feeling like myself. I didn't want to be in that house. I didn't want to be in that town. I was away from all my friends and family because I was living far away. And I was just like, I need a massive change to shift me out of this like dark place that I'm in. I wouldn't say it was depression. It was just sadness, really. It was just a lot of sadness. And and I just wanted something big to change in my life. And I always wanted to travel, and he'd never wanted to travel. He'd always said he would go on holidays, but he would never want to travel long term. So it's kind of a bit of a, fuck you, and a bit of a watch what happens now when you're not around kind of thing. And I feel like I've done quite well.
I agree. And, I have a similar story in the sense that at the time I was going through a divorce. I had a 3-month-old, and I think I had this determination of like, I had been a single mom in the past with my 2 older teens, And I became a single mom overnight again, which I never wanted to be again, because my idea of single momhood was like straight misery. It was like struggle, depression, loneliness, all these things. And I was like, why does it have to be that this way? Or does it have to be this way? And I feel like a lot of moms that enter in this journey of creating a life of freedom, you know, they have something like that, a relationship that's ending or a job they hate. Like there has to be a point where your current life is so much worse than the fear of the unknown of this new life that you can create, right? And for me, that was the truth. For you, is to say, it's like, I can't do this job anymore. This relationship's maybe not working out. This is the time, like, we can't get lower than this, like this feeling we have right now. So why not leap, take the risk, and see what we can create along the way, and look at what the crap we've created over in a few years, y'all. So stop waiting. Start right now, this second, because it might not seem possible right now. It might seem difficult. It might seem all these things. But until you start and then keep moving forward, that momentum, keep taking steps, taking action, nothing in your life is going to change. So now I'm going to ask you, what are the top 6 online businesses that people should start? Right now is a great opportunity because so many people are working from home anyways. So why not start one of these top 6 online businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want me to go through them one by one, or do you want me to just list them off for you?
Let's list them off and then we can like maybe break them down a little bit. I know one of them.
Yeah, so my whole thing is all about online service-based businesses. So I don't really get involved with e-commerce in terms of coaching and teaching people that kind of stuff, because that's not something I've done. However, I am going into that area later this year, which I'm quite excited about. So that's something new that I'll be learning myself. But the online businesses that I really coach in, the reason I've chosen them is because, as I said, I was a single mom. I had no money to invest up front. I couldn't buy stock. I couldn't buy an expensive website for thousands of dollars. I couldn't afford to pay for products in advance. I needed something I could do with just me and my laptop. And that is what all of these businesses will provide you with. So you can literally get started with no money, just your laptop, just an internet connection. You know, Zoom, Facebook, you know, social media platforms that are all totally free. So that is really why I chose these businesses. And the top 6 businesses that I recommend, if you are starting out with no money and you want to get started making high income in 2021, are coaching, online courses, consulting, membership sites, virtual assistant, and digital marketing or freelance services.
Absolutely. I think Chanel made a huge point when she talked about these 6 top online businesses, and the reasons behind it is a lot of people think when you want to start a business, you need all this money. And that couldn't be further from the truth. But I get that thinking because before I started an online business, I thought the same thing. Oh, I need all this money to invest, or I need expensive camera equipment, like especially if you want to do something online, or expensive laptop. Y'all, my laptop right now has like tape on it. That's how I keep the charger in. I record all course videos, all YouTube videos with my phone, and I edit with an app on my phone that costs $5 a month. And to run my membership site, which is one of the ones that she listed, I think, right? Am I missing something?
Yeah, membership site.
It costs me $60 a month to run my membership site on a platform that's both desktop and an app. So you don't need as much money as you might think you need to start an online business. And I want to add in there real quick that a lot of people thought, you know, like a lot of employers are like, oh, it's not possible to work online. And then all of a sudden we have this global thing that I can't say the word of because then YouTube will not show this video. But we have this major thing happen in 2020, and then all of a sudden everybody's working from home, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden homeschooling's not so weird, right? It is. It's so true. So now is the time, right? Now is the time to start. If you're still working, you're working from home at a regular job, take a little bit of time each day. And I know that can be hard as a single mom, right? It can be hard, but take a little bit time each day to start building your online business. And the way to learn, besides, you know, joining the inner circle or joining Chanel's Dream Club, those are great ways to learn about starting your own online business. But part of it is doing, right? Like trying and learning as you go. I mean, that's how I've learned. And then I hired coaches and I've taken programs and I've learned from books and YouTube and all that stuff. But what I find is that people just never even take the first step because there's so much fear involved. There's so much mindset work, or this thing that, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, or all this other kind of stuff. What's some advice you can give to people who are scared to invest in themselves, for one, like invest in a coaching program, invest in a course, who are afraid to take any action towards creating a life that's so much different than the one they currently have?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the first step for me was definitely like reading books and just searching stuff on watching YouTube videos and reading blogs. And, there's some really great books like the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I always recommend as part of my free 5-day challenge. That's one of the things that I tell them to read. And because Rich Dad, Poor Dad really shows you about why earning money from a job is such a bad idea, like why working for money on an hourly rate is like the worst way to earn money and it will never make you rich. So I really like that for the mindset shift. Another book like the 4-Hour Work Week, that massively impacted my ideas and realizations of what was possible. And I think you'll be very, very happy to know that it all starts with mindset, Amoya. It all starts with mindset, doesn't it? So we've got to get the mindset right first. You've got to realize like where your money blocks are coming from. What was said about money when you were growing up? What did your parents say about money? Was it always like, we're not those people, we're not rich, that's for someone else? Or was it money doesn't grow on trees? And have you built up these negative patterns and beliefs around money? Is that what's stopping you from believing that you can actually ever make a lot of money? So my free 5-day challenge is in the inner circle. So if they join for the free trial, then they can check it out. It is Discover Your Perfect Online Business. And it's really about helping them to figure out, why they are not making money in their life right now and how they could make money in the future. So that's a good first step. And that's obviously free within the inner circle for the next couple of weeks. So I definitely say take that up. But there's lots of free resources out there to help you get started, help you shift that mindset and those beliefs. But my personal belief is that you can only get so far with free stuff. You only get so far because you start to add everything together and get very confused. So you've got like one coach's free PDF, then another coach's webinar, then somebody else's YouTube video. And you're trying to put all the pieces together and it just gets very confusing and overwhelming. So once you've made that mindset shift, once you realize what's possible, I would recommend that you work with somebody who can show you the whole process and they can take you through step by step so that everything's laid out, so that when you're actually trying to put a business together, you're not ending up with this Frankenstein monster of a strategy with bits stuck on from all different people with all different ideas that all conflict with each other, that you just end up really, really confused. So that is what I would say.
Absolutely. And I want to add on to that, and I'll answer, there's a few questions that I'll answer in just a second in the comments, but you need to find the right coach for you and the right coach for what you're planning to do. If you're a beginner at business, you don't want a coach who's talking about things in an advanced sense, right? Like you need to go with a coach that works specifically with people who are just starting out in an online business. For me, my most recent coaches, Caroline and Jason Zook from Wondering Aimfully, I chose them specifically for 2 reasons. Well, maybe 3. I love them. That's one. Secondly, they run a membership site. I needed someone who was like really doing a banging job at running a membership site. And number 3, they don't utilize social media often. They don't utilize Facebook at all, which is something that I chose to get off a few months ago. So I knew, you know what, these coaches fit what I'm looking for at this time in my life. And in the past, when I've hired coaches, I hired them based on what I needed at that time. So you want to make sure you're finding the right person for you and not just signing up with some random person. Many of these coaches, like Chanel, have so many free resources that you can look at and connect with and say, you know what, is this person my vibe? Is this person speaking to my soul right now? Which is what happens, right? People are buying based off of feeling, right? They're like, hey, this feels really good. I might be scared, but I have so much confidence in this individual now. When people join the inner circle, some of them don't even know like exactly everything that's in it because it's so full of things, but they're like, you know what, that crazy woman Amoya Shante, like, I don't know, there's something I need to be closer. I need to get in there. Like, let me check it out. So they join in, whether it's on a free trial or the first month, and they're like, oh, whoa, like this is what she's been talking about. So let me answer a question over here, but she's right. There's only so much you can do with free content, right? And getting all this stuff from all these different coaches. And by hiring someone, whether it's taking a course or hiring a coach, it could shortcut those things and make it a lot clearer for you. So you're not having to just find out all the stuff on your own and be super, super confused. And one more thing before, a key thing besides mindset, but it's something that helps with mindset with all of this stuff, is surrounding yourself with people who get you, who are supportive, who are uplifting, who are already living the lifestyle that you envision for yourself. If I could name actually one thing that has literally transformed my life, it is surrounding myself with game changers, leaders, entrepreneurs, high vibe, positive individuals. That is a fast track to you creating a life that you absolutely love. So I just wanted to add that there. Addie asked, what types of coaching do you recommend? Also, would bookkeeping be a good online business? And she said, my apologies, I don't remember if you said that or not. But what types of coaching do you recommend, Chanel?
Yeah, so with coaching, there are three things that really make people buy. Those three things are health, wealth, and relationships. So anything that helps with health, so things like weight loss, diet transformation, anything that increases wealth, so like business coaching, financial coaching, anything like that. And then relationships, so parenting coaching, marriage, coaching, all that kind of stuff. So health, wealth, and relationships. And the thing is, a lot of the things that people coaching can be boiled down to that at some point. So, for example, Amoya could sell the inner circle as something that's going to increase your wealth at some point, because you're going to be surrounded by other people who are doing things successfully. There's, little courses within there around, growing a business. So Amoya could sell the inner circle as something that's going to increase your wealth. Or it could be linked to relationships. She could say, you're going to have loads of new friends, you're going to feel more supported, you're going to have positive relationships. So there's different ways you can sell and boil down your coaching offer. It doesn't have to literally be parenting coaching or weight loss. It could be something that boils down to eventually connecting to one of those three things. But those are the three things you want to really push. That's what people are happy to part with their money for.
Yes, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say the bookkeeping question. Yeah, so the bookkeeping is, yes, definitely a great online business, and it falls under VA, probably, I would say. It falls under those sorts of online services, and definitely a great online business if you are, you love that kind of stuff. If you've got experience in that kind of thing, then yeah, it definitely could be a great money earner as well.
But we have a few bookkeepers actually in the inner circle, Addie, that I can connect you with. But I wanted to Chanel to answer that. I agree about the three things people are looking for. I think one of the things I love about the inner circle is that we do answer all those things, right?
Yeah.
I think your dream club actually answers those things too, because in the dream club, not only is the wealth side of it, but they're making these lifelong friendships, right? Which is similar to what happens in the inner circle. Like, you're making these friends. These people are going through the same journey as you, right? And you get to uplift each other, encourage each other. Because I will tell you this, with an online business, with any business, with this lifestyle, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, it's so easy. It's so butterflies and rainbows. Like, everything's perfect. You're going to be making like $100,000 tomorrow. All this stuff, right? This is not true. It takes time, and it takes so much work mentally to keep telling yourself, I've got this. I'm going to go live today. Y'all, I'm live right now on YouTube. We've got almost 8,000 subscribers here, and not here on this live, but on the channel. And there was a point a few years back when I was terrified to go live. Like, the thought of going live would make me like sweat. I'd have all these panic attacks.
I was exactly the same. I'd have a full-on panic attack. The thing is, what people don't realize is the only way that you get good at something you don't like, that you're scared of, is by doing it. So they just put it off. It's like, you're not going to magically wake up one day and suddenly be like, oh, I'm not scared of lives anymore. You have to do 50 lives, and then you will no longer be scared of doing lives, And I 100% agree, that it's not an easy thing. I think one of the things that people confuse is me saying you can earn 10K a month if you want to, doesn't mean next week you're going to earn 10K a month because I've taught you something. Do you know what I mean? You still have to put in the work. You still have to put in the time. And I'm actually doing a live tomorrow on my personal profile called How to Come Back from a Business Setback, because, you know, it's not all sunshine and roses. My business has been steadily increasing for the last 12 months, but due to Facebook and some issues I've had with the getting blocked on Facebook and things like that, you know, my business has taken a slight dip this launch, because I was literally like blacklisted basically from Facebook. No one could see anything I was posting. So even for someone like me who's doing it, has been successful, it's not always going to be a straight road. It's not always going to be an even path. And you've just got to be creative, you know, keep having ideas, pick yourself back up, you know, use your network, talk to the people around you, because there's always a way out. There's always a second option of something you can do. There's always an answer, you know, so yeah, you just have to keep going.
Absolutely. You know, I'm actually excited for this live. I'm not on Facebook, so maybe somebody can send me the replay, or I'll sneak on Facebook to watch the live. By the way, the Chanel Morales on Facebook is where you're going to want to find that live for tomorrow. But I as well. So I launched my membership site, The Inner Circle, with a main focus of mindset, travel, and living abroad 1 month prior to a worldwide event that happened to all of us, right? And there was a moment when my business expenses and my business income leveled out. We were at zero. And I thought, oh my, and I was experiencing the same things that everyone was experiencing, like the worry, the unknown, the, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How do I pivot? Yada, yada, yada. You know, I was experiencing that. And I was talking to my mamas about this earlier today, because I asked them in the membership site, I said, hey, I know 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people around the world, but let's list some of the amazing things that have happened to us in 2020, and everyone's putting their list. And one of the things I put was that there was actually a moment when I thought I had to stop the Inner Circle. I thought this business is done. It's over. It's over before it even got fully started. But I chose to push down that fear, right? To overcome that fear and to keep going forward. And since then, despite being in this worldwide crazy event, it's still steadily increasing. So a big thing, you know, I'm excited that you're talking about the fact that things aren't always going to be perfect, and they also aren't always going to be comfortable. But you know what? There's so much growth. There's so many lessons that happen in those uncomfortable moments. It's almost necessary. Like the whole perfect life or perfect business, I don't even strive for that, because those ups and downs, we kind of need those, right? We need those moments where it's like, let me rethink this. For the past 2 months,
I got so creative in the last 2 weeks. You know this, because we're on Marco Polo every day. You know, like I lost all my engagement on Facebook. Like literally no one was seeing my posts. And that's how I launched, you know, my program. I do it a lot of it through organic marketing, through my personal profile. And obviously that was not working. So I literally went live 35 times in 4 days on different people's profiles. I put out prizes for inviting friends into my free 5-day challenge. I did bonuses, contacted all the other coaches I know, got them to give me free stuff to put in with my offer. Like I had to do so much stuff. I had to think outside the box so much that now when I apply that next time and I'm actually doing okay with my organic reach, I'll get, you know, if I could get 400 people into a challenge when I had no reach, then when I've got reach, I could probably get a lot more. So it's taught me something. I've learned how to actually get people into a challenge in other ways. I've had to get creative. So I think it was a really good time actually, because I was getting really comfortable. Like it was easy. Like the last launch was easy. I barely did anything. I show up for my 5-day challenge. I do 5 days talking to people, giving them tons of value, and I love it and I enjoy the week. And then people buy, and it was just super easy. And I got 50 people like that. And this time it wasn't so easy. And I think that was good because it keeps me on my toes. I probably manifested it because the universe knows I get bored very easily. So if I haven't got something crashing and burning around me, I'm just like, oh God, life's a bit dull. You know? I think
I'm pretty similar in that sense. You know, I went through a little bit of a stuckness feeling the last couple months. I was like, the Inner Circle literally lights my soul on fire. But the 2 months prior to a few weeks ago, I felt like, I was like, God, where is this like fire I have? I'm normally talking about it all the time, like almost this obsession, because there's just so much awesomeness happening within the circle and so many amazing people. But I got really stuck, and I had to and I got in it's those tough times that we were just talking about, but in the tough moments, and I'm talking about tough moments, tough lessons in my personal life, business life, like all at the same time. It's like things come crashing and burning all at once, right? And
I
it's
mean,
like,
we could look into this in a deep way, Amoya. I think we both know that there are some issues that we have that we create these lives of chaos because we just don't know how to live. We just don't know how to live a normal, civilized life, do we? Let's be honest.
I don't know if I want to live a normal, civilized life. I think I kind of secretly like the chaos, the unknown, the challenges, the things that constantly keep me on my freaking toes, like from a day-to-day basis. Because as soon as it does get calm, and the same thing I've noticed with you, as soon as there's like calmness, oh, it's so easy. Oh, I got 50 people signed up for the Dream Club. It kind of gets a little stale. It kind of gets a little boring eventually. Exactly.
Like, I'll be knackered after a challenge and like a launch. I'll be dead. And then like the next day I have a day off and I'm like, oh, I've got a whole day off. I think I'm going to start a new business, and I'll just have like another business idea, and I'll be like, no, Chanel, don't start any more businesses. Like, stop.
Don't let the squirrel take you away. What is it like? Don't get distracted by whatever. I'm the same way. Like, I try and give myself time off. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to take Friday through Sunday off. This was me. And I recognize that I don't even want that. I think part of it is we love our work. Right. So there's a big difference in that. So some people are like, what? Why don't you want to have Friday through Sunday off? Like, when you absolutely love your work, it could actually feel hurtful to be kind of away from it. I like being in my inner circle. I like being with my mamas. So, and I try and give myself some time off, but I found that I'm just more lit up and on fire when I'm like maybe slightly overscheduled a bit, where I like to lose my mind just a tad bit, right? And then, I can take a little bit of time off. But when I give myself too much time away, I just start to get super, super bored and like, okay, I'm the same way. Oh, let me start a whole new business, right? Like, and it's like, no, take the focus back, right? You've got something, it's working well, you love it. Doesn't mean you can't do like little things like start a YouTube channel, stuff like that. But
yeah, I'm like either all on or all off. So what I've realized is if I reduce the amount of days that I work, I actually get more done. So I only really work 2 days a week, like sit down at the laptop, actually do stuff, do calls, do coaching 2 days a week. And that is all I do. Obviously, on the other days of the week, I'm always contactable through Facebook. Like, I'm never not in my groups. I'm never not in Messenger, really, unless I'm literally unconscious. Like, if I'm not answering you, I'm asleep, basically.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm getting a massage. I don't answer my phone then either. That's why that's my like time of peace. Like, I just went for a Thai massage. Everything's just opened back up in England, so I'm feeling very relaxed. Yay! But so I only work 2 days a week, and I've got that down and down over the last couple of years. So I was working like a normal amount of hours, but I realized that productivity and working long hours don't necessarily mix. So now, like today, I've had things I think, I need to do this, I need to do this. All I've done is I put them on my to-do list for tomorrow, because Thursday is one of my working days. So Thursday, I get everything done I've thought about for the last 2 days, and then it's done. And then I can have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Doesn't mean my brain isn't still going, oh, what about this? What about that? What about that? But I just write these things down, and I try and rein myself in with the ideas, and try and not actually follow through with more ideas, because I tend to just get myself carried away.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you're saying. And I agree. When I say work for me, I mean the actual, when I say work, sometimes I'm including, like, we have Marco Polo with the Inner Circle, which is a video messaging app. And we basically every day, mamas are leaving videos back and forth, and we're chatting about various things and all this kind of stuff. That's really nice because we feel really connected. But I do agree, Chanel, like actually not working all the time, like having these set days, like you said, this day and Thursday are my days to actually sit down and do the work, and being super focused and super productive in order to get our work done, instead of like kind of scattered and all over the place. And
exactly,
not like the traditional work environment, that 8-hour work day. Exactly.
I did nothing. When I had a 9-to-5 job, for half the day I was on Facebook or on my phone, just avoiding doing anything. Like, if they'd have said you've got less hours and just get these specific things done. And that's what I do. I just get the shit done I need to do. Everything else is outsourced or automated in my business. So I've got a team. I love the fact that I get to hire other single mums, get to have other mums in my team so they can work from home as well. So for me, it's all about, you know, having that ability to spread the, you know, the money, spread everything out there. So yeah, and it means I have to work less. So, you know, can't complain. I just need to focus on the money making thing. So I can just focus on marketing ideas, sales, you know, how am I going to grow the business? I can think strategically rather than being like, oh, what are all these day-to-day tasks that are clogging up my mind, you know? Because it's that old saying, work on your business, not in your business. You need to be thinking about the bigger picture. You need to be leading the strategy. If you're the business owner, you can't be doing everything. And that's another massive mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make, is they think they have to do it all. And then they just waste all their time doing stuff like spending 3 hours on Canva, like trying to make something, but they probably could have paid someone $10 to make and then saved themselves 3 hours and made more money in that time. So yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. Like, and a lot of people just get distracted by the wrong things, or they think they need to be everywhere. They need to be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, email. Like, no, choose like one or two things, like your primary marketing, and utilize that. I also want to say, do you want to quickly break down those top 6 online businesses that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah. So coaching, obviously I touched on coaching a little bit. Coaching is really awesome because all you need is yourself, your laptop, your camera, Zoom, something like that. And building a coaching business doesn't have to be as complicated as a lot of people think it is. A lot of people worry that you need to be qualified, you need a certification. You don't. One of the key things to coaching that I think is to coach something that you have achieved in your life. So maybe you have, you know, you're really proud of the relationship you have with your children and the fact that you've got a really great connection with them. I'm thinking of people in the Dream Club right now. Maybe you are really proud of your bum. You have built the best booty ever, all from home using weights and resistance, and you want to teach other women how to do that. Or maybe you have started an online business and you want to show other people how to do the same. So I guess it's more about breaking down a specific process rather than saying, I want to be a life coach or I want to be a fitness coach. You know, these are broad terms which you would need to be quite heavily qualified in order to cover everything. If you take a specific thing that you've achieved and break that down into steps of how someone else could achieve it, you're going to be able to coach them. Like, why could you not help somebody else achieve what you've achieved? So that's the beauty of coaching. You can do it either one-to-one or in groups. It's really great it's really great to scale because you can scale with groups. To have, like I said, I've got 50 women who will join my program at the same time. They all went through it together. So obviously I can grow that business without spending more time. But you do have to physically show up every time as a coach. That's the difference with online courses and membership sites. There's more pre-recorded content in a course or a membership site. So if you don't want to have to physically show up every day, you can get great results from both of those formats as well. What I would say is with online courses, the only issue is a lot of times people don't finish them. So you might not always get amazing results from them, which means you don't have as good testimonials. So how are you having your course formatted? Are you going to have maybe like a Facebook group where people could have conversations? So that could help the consistency of people actually completing courses. I mean, how many courses have you bought and never opened, never looked at? I think a lot of people do that. Yeah. So courses are great for recurring income, semi-passive income. Obviously you have to do the work of marketing, so it's not passive income, but it could be kind of semi-passive. And memberships are the same. Memberships are great because they're recurring income. I mean, you're getting paid every month from the same people, which is great. And the great thing about courses and membership sites is they can really be about anything. You can have a membership site about being a single mom. You can have an online course about how to cook, how to bake. You can have, a membership site for people that love Lego. I don't know, like it could be anything. Like, you could have membership sites and online courses about anything. So those are the two that I think are the most versatile in terms of pretty much everyone, unless you do not want to speak to anyone, don't like the idea of being involved with people at all. But then there's courses where people just screen share. You can screen share certain types of things. You don't necessarily, if it was like how to create a website, you don't necessarily need to show up on camera. You could screen share that and just take people through the steps. So there's so many options when it comes to membership sites and online courses. And all three of those businesses, coaching, online courses, membership sites, can make you loads of money, you know, depending on the niche you choose, depending on what you price yourself at, depending on how much you want to grow it, scale it. They have so much potential, really. So those are my top three. And then you've got consulting. So if you've got a 9-to-5 job or a profession, and you enjoy what you do and you would like to continue doing that, or you're a specialist in something, maybe you just don't want to do the 9-to-5 and you want to have more freedom and flexibility, then consulting is a really great option, because you've obviously got skills and maybe you can use those in a consultancy format. And then virtual assistant work is great, because a lot of us have skills that we don't realize would actually be really beneficial to other people. So one of the ladies that joined the Dream Club in September, she had just been teaching on Palfish, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of, these teaching English platforms. And she had just been creating little visuals for her social media kind of thing in there, where you have to promote yourself. And she'd like edited her pictures and stuff like that. And now she is doing graphic design, logo design for business owners. So she went from just playing around on Canva for her little side hustle to a full-time graphic designer. She's growing an agency now. She's just taken on 3 people. So having a skill in admin, social media, design, video editing, like the virtual assistant, there's so many things you can do. And if again you're one of those people that likes to more like sit in the background, just get things done, just work away, you don't really want to be like out there leading, showing up all the time like a coach probably would be, then VA work is probably a really great option. And the final one is digital marketing services or freelance services. So if you've got experience in social media management, content writing, or you can learn, web design, something like that, then those are great options as well. All very high paying, if you can do them right, if you can set them up in the right way.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chanel. Yeah. And well, I was just thinking, like, a lot of these you can just combine. Like Chanel does coaching with her Dream Club program, her 12-week Dream Club program, but she also has a membership site as well.
And the course is coming. The course.
Oh yeah, your course. See, and I have the membership site, but then I started the SMDT Academy course, a 10-week course to help you launch into the travel and living abroad lifestyle. So a lot of these can be combined, which is really fun. And you can find out, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Try something out. Give it a good go. Now, I'm not saying give up right away, like if it's not working out, but you can always shift and find something that really works for you and works for your audience. Some audiences will be more receptive to one way than another.
Yeah, one of the things I would say is VA work tends to do very well. All of these work well if you have a really great marketing strategy. But what we've found is with the VA work, if you really need money, the VA work does work very well, because people can understand instantly what it is. They know what they're going to get. It's a tangible outcome. I'm going to do your social media for you. I'm going to take away this thing off your plate. Whereas with the coaching, it takes longer to build trust for some of them. So for the fitness, weight loss, not so much. They seem to sell very quickly. But for a lot of them, like for me, for example, the business coaching takes a long time to build trust for people to invest money in you. Same with the parenting coaching, same with some of the, the other types of coaching. If you're going to choose something like that, you need to spend a consistent amount of time showing up, giving value and building trust. Whereas with the VA business, people, it's $25 an hour. Okay, if she's terrible, I'll just book 3 hours with her and see how it goes. And then people tend to, once a VA gets that work, we don't want to take it back. The stuff I've given to my VA, I never want to have to do that again. I can't even remember how to do it properly. I don't even know what she does anymore. I just know things get done, right? So I'm always going to keep paying her so that I don't have to do anything else. So the VA work, I think if you're really like unsure about what you could do, doing VA work is a really good foot in the door. You're going to learn from the business owners you're working with. You could work for a coach. And then if you're thinking you want to be a coach, you could sort of learn how they run their business from the inside. So I think that's a really smart one to start with if you're unsure of what you want to do. Some people have an instant calling, something they want to coach in or something they want to start a course about. But I think the VA one is pretty smart.
Absolutely. Okay, so for those mamas out there that want to work with you further, how can they work with you further? How can they get in contact with you? I mean, I'm going to put all her information to everything in the description of this video, of course, so check that out. But how can they work further with you? Why should they work with you?
Well, because I'm awesome, obviously. So my 12-week coaching program is called the Dream Club, and it is for women who have no idea what they want to do online, how feel confused, overwhelmed. Maybe one of those ideas that I've mentioned has piqued your interest, but you're really not sure if it could be for you, if you have the skills. So my 12-week program helps you to figure out which online business would be right for you, and then all the steps to launching that online business, from research to planning. I teach you all the marketing and sales strategies that I use, and then some growth and processes and systems and stuff like that as well. So the next program starts on the 11th of January. I just did a free 5-day challenge. That was last week. But if you are interested, then you can book a free call with me and we can have a chat and see if you'd be a good fit, if you have the skills that are required to start one of these businesses. And I'll give you my honest advice about whether or not it would work for you. And you should work with me because I have very successful ladies come through the Dream Club. And if you want to make money and hang out with awesome people like me and Amoya, then if you want to travel, you need money.
Absolutely. And I want to say that I have a special offer. I didn't even tell Chanel this, but anybody who's in the Dream Club gets to join the Inner Circle for half off. So if you are a Dream Club member, you get half off the Inner Circle. You just have to send me an email and let me know so I can send you a specialty link. My email will be in the description of this video. Let me see. Marie said Chanel's 12-week Dream Club program is a life changer. That is amazing. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our White Wine Wednesday chats. My white water,
Whiskey Wednesdays,
whiskey water chat. Today, this is like my favorite time of the week. I love it so much. Like I said, the Inner Circle's doors are open right now. 2-week free trial. Yes, yes, yes. If you are in Chanel's Dream Club or you join Chanel's Dream Club, you do get half off both yearly price if you pay for a year or the monthly price. Everything can be found in the description of this video in just a second when I go and type it all. And thank you guys for joining us. And I will see you guys next Wednesday with a whole other guest speaker. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.